Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than LootBar. LootBar is the most reliable top-up platform, saving 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and an extra 5% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy a pack for 3,000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have cost $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in less than 3 minutes. All recharge will be done through the official channel with miHoYo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. There's been a lot of chatter in the fan community about the newest of Tingyun Fugue'S kit. As a matter of fact, we can even see the beta test footage of Tingyun Fugue'S abilities. And yes, as you may have guessed, in this video we will be going through Tingyun Fugue'S entire kit. I just wanted to give you a heads up that this is the first version of Tingyun Fugue'S kit. As you probably know, things change a lot between versions, so we will definitely talk about the changes when we get to them. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Just wanted to give you a heads up that the release date of Tingyun Fugue'S is coming up fast. I know many of you are eager to get your hands on it, especially when you see the video from her beta test. I don't think we need to question her character design or even the visuals of Tingyun Fugue'S abilities because they are absolutely gorgeous. But of course, what makes Tingyun Fugue interesting is not only her animation visuals, but also her good support abilities. The most interesting thing about Tingyun Fugue'S abilities is her fortune follows where virtue spreads talent. This talent gives the enemy additional toughness that now is called Exo Toughness, which is 50% of the enemy's maximum toughness when Tingyun is on the field. On top of that, this talent lets Tingyun dish out 2 types of damage, weakness break and super break damage. How do the 2 types of break damage work? First, enemies will gain an additional 50% of their original toughness. Attacks from allies will reduce the original toughness, not the extra ones. When an enemy's original toughness is depleted by an ally's attack, the enemy will immediately receive 1 instant super break damage. This total damage is affected by 3 things: the amount of break effect stat points, the amount of toughness reduction from the character's attack, and the level of the character. The super break damage mechanic from this talent is the same as that from the Ultimate Harmony main character. One thing that makes a difference is Exo Toughness thing. When allies keep attacking an enemy with no remaining original toughness, the enemy will take super break damage and also lose this Exo Toughness layer. Once the Exo Toughness layer is depleted, the enemy will take weakness break damage again. This means that enemies can take 2 types of weakness break damage when they are completely out of toughness. Of course, to make it easier for us to beat the enemy, Tingyun can also help by giving allies a boost that makes break effect stronger. We can get this buff from Virtue Beacon's Bliss. This skill lets Tingyun give one ally function prayer, which can increase break effect by 40%. Plus, whenever an ally who gets this buff attacks an enemy, their attack has a 100% chance of dealing a 18% defense reduction debuff for 2 turns. Tingyun's skill has a couple of special features. Not only does it boost break effect for allies and debuff enemies, but it also has some unique effects when it's used. When Tingyun uses this skill, she will enter a spiritual state called Torrid Scorch for 3 turns. During that time, she won't be able to use her skills at all. In the Torrid Scorch state, Tingyun's Radiant Shriek basic attack become an enhanced basic attack called a Fiery Curse. The damage inflicted both by the basic attack and the enhanced basic attack is the same, which is 100% of Tingyun Fugue'S attack to one target enemy. However, for the enhanced basic attack, Tingyun is able to deal 50% additional damage to adjacent enemies. As additional information, the 18% decrease in defense can not only be done by Tingyun Fugue through her Virtue Beacon's Bliss skill, but can also be given from the Percipient's Shine technique that we can activate before entering the battle. When Tingyun Fugue activates this technique, enemies within a certain radius will be affected by the daze effect, and they won't attack us directly for 10 seconds. If we attack an enemy that's in a daze condition, Fugue will get a 40% advance forward with a 100% base chance to reduce enemy target's defense by 18%. 15%. I'm also excited to see what Tingyun's ultimate move will be. As we discussed a while ago, we got to see a blurred image of the in-game model when Tingyun does her ultimate. Once the beta test was released, we saw that the visual matched up with the info we received earlier. However, at that time, we didn't know if the effects caused by the ultimate would be as cool as the animation. I have to say, the effect of her ultimate, Solar Splendor Shines Upon All, is pretty impressive. When Tingyun uses it, she can deal 200% fire damage to all enemies. This can also ignore the weakness type of all enemies to reduce their toughness. Anyway, Tingyun Fugue has 3 main traces. Ferventure Renaissance puts a 15% delay on enemies hit by weakness break. If we can delay the enemy's actions, it will give our team a clear advantage. The longer it takes for the enemy to recover from a weakness break, the more time we have to deal super break and weakness damage. This means we can inflict more damage, right? Second, Sylvian Enigma increases the Tingyun Fugue's break effect by 30% and also lets you recover 1 skill point when you use the skill for the first time. It seems like this 1 skill point isn't particularly valuable, especially when it's triggered at the time of using the skill for the first time. This skill point recovery is useful because you can use it for your DPS characters, like Firefly, to deal more damage and deplete enemy toughness faster. Fake the Primordia. This one increases the break effect of all allies by 15% for 2 turns when one enemy target is successfully hit by weakness break. You can stack this effect up to 2 times. Of the 3 traces, I think this one offers the best buff. The boost to our break effect will make it easier for us to wear down the enemy's toughness. Plus, we can trigger this buff simply by landing a weakness break on the enemy. On top of that, we can get a maximum break effect increase of 30%, which is pretty easy to get if we can break the toughness of 2 enemies. We've already discussed Tingyun Fugue's kit, and now we will talk about Tingyun's Eidolons. In her first Eidolon, Earthbound Iwas Cloudward IB, she boosts the allies' weakness break efficiency by 50% if they've got the Function Prayer. This Eidolon makes Tingyun an even better support for reducing enemy toughness because the 50% weakness break efficiency boost is quite big. If we can quickly put down the enemy's toughness, we can get all the buffs and additional damage from Tingyun's kit. This Eidolon is a great one for her, especially for now. Her Eidolons 2, Beauty the Downs for the Worthy, gives Fugue 5 points of regeneration energy when she weakens one enemy target. Plus, it gives allies a 24% advance forward boost after Fugue activates her ultimate. I have to say, I'm not that impressed with the buff on her second Eidolon, since it just gives the team some extra energy and advance forward. Well, unlike the Eidolon 2, Eidolon 4, Breath of Form, which name to bear. In Eidolon 4, an ally with Function Prayer will have a 100% chance to deal an additional 15% damage for 2 turns. This means that the ally's attack with Function Prayer can be more damaging than the initial damage that the ally can deal. Is 6. Clairvoyance of Boom and Doom boosts Tingyun's weakness break efficiency by 15%. Plus, when you give Function Prayer to one ally, all teammates on the battlefield are considered as having Function Prayer. Now just imagine, all the allies' attacks can cut the enemy's defense in the field by 18%. On top of that, each ally's attacks will deal 15 more damage. The damage will be significant, right? Next is Tingyun Fugue's light cone, is called Long Road Leads Home. This light cone gives the user a 60% boost to their break effect on its first superimpose. When the target enemy has weakness broken, there is a 100% base chance to cast Charring status on that enemy, which can increase the break damage experienced by that enemy by 20% for 2 turns. This effect can be stacked up to 2 times. For me personally, this light cone is quite good, of course, since it will boost your teammates' break damage even further. Plus, I think this light cone effect will trigger really fast, since Tingyun also has weakness break efficiency buff. Alright guys, that's all for now. Please feel free to leave any comments down below and don't forget to check out my other video. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.